this is my cover page. Put the words "United We Stand." Because for this week we learned about the civil rights movement, specifically colored women who were fighting during that time. And it's through effort of one person, it's the combined effort of multiple people, through fighting for what they believe in and fighting for a common goal. Is how I ended up here today. And so all these lovely drawn stick figures of different color represents them. And on top, I kind of drew a star from movie standing on my sister's shoulders, and a song, "This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine." And I just kind of do that there on the top. So first article is from Gloria Anzaldúa. Gloria tells us, "In that very act lies our survival, because a woman who writes is power, and a woman with power is feared." So back in the day, education was equal between men and women, and especially of colored people. And if you were definitely a colored woman, it was even more emphasized. So on the piece of paper, I drew knowledge is power, and through that, through the power of the pen and paper, these women was one way for them to express themselves, like how they feel, how they were being oppressed, and what they demanded, and show the world hey, we're just not uneducated third world country women, minorities, etc., etc. Hey, we actually know how to read, actually how to write, we're actually educated, and we demand equality. So I go from that. Next we have an article from Audre Lorde. Quote was, "Our exotic knowledge empowers us, becomes a lens through which we scrutinize all aspects of our existence, forcing us to evaluate these aspects honestly in terms of their relative meaning within our lives." So this article I learned that the European male world, the word exotic just kind of groups together with sex, and it's not how it really should be. So in the top I drew the hourglass, kind of represented a woman, the ideal, I guess, body type, and then the men's googly eyes just gawking all over it. So, but and then through that I just kind of objectify women with sex, and it shouldn't be like that. Women are capable of way more than just that, and we should all be of equal terms, and that's how it should be. Next we got the article from Leslie Feinberg. Quite tells us, "No one can deny that rigid gender education begins early on in life, from pink and blue, cloning of infant outfits, to gender naming toys and games." So I drew, as we all know, doing gender reveals, the color blue represents boys and color pink represents girls. And just thinking about, just looking back on it, it's real. I never even really gave it a second thought. I guess this is how we're raised, and through media and all that, so teaching us how to learn in school, that's just how I was associated with. Blue for boys, green, pink for girls. Growing up, little boys should be playing with action figures like G.I. Joe, and little girls should be playing with Barbie dolls, that kind of sort of thing. And so moving on to our next article about Mitsui Yamada. I suppose that I was practicing passive resistance while being stereotyped, but it was so passive no one noticed I was resisting. I was so much my expected role that it ultimately reduced me invisible. So back then, Asian women were especially seen as submissive, subservient, ready to please, and easy to get along with. And through that, Asian women then didn't even know they were oppressed, and so until they accepted that yes, that they were oppressed, they're invisible. And so I drew the ghost, because they're invisible. And so next, you got the movie "Standing on Your Shoulders," and I wrote that one song get up, stand up for your rights. And it ties along with quote from Constance Slaughter. She talked about like how she was like the first black woman to graduate from like law school and all. And during her interview, she said, I had to step in my toes in order to be seen for our class picture. The guys didn't want me in on the picture because it was breaking a barrier. So in the picture I drew, it showed like her class photo, and yeah, it was like all males, and then she happened to be the only like female, and then not just only female, but she was a black female. So like she said, she had to like tippy toe just to show herself. Like I remember the image, like you can barely see her, and everyone was just trying to block her. But yeah, that's what I drew. As my last page, it kind of shows like the White House, and then like back on the bottom should be like all the women just celebrating their victory later on in the end. Finally through all their actions and all their sacrifices, they finally got what they had been fighting for. And yeah.